Good afternoon. So on the plan today is my long run on the build up to Challenge Roth, which we're roughly around 6-7 weeks away from now. The run today is 28 kilometers. What is going to be happening today is we're actually going to break that down into 7 times 4 kilometer laps. Now, there's a few reasons we're going to be doing this. Like I just said, the reason we're going to be doing this is because this is my number one kind of reason why is I'm doing this with my partner Helen. I'm a faster runner than Helen, but because we do most of our training together, it means that we're kind of going to be near each other. So within those 4 kilometer loops, we're there or thereabouts near each other. So we may see each other in the interval sessions, but it also means that she's not getting dropped and left, and it also means that I'm not on my own either. The second reason is because I want to be kind of using it for intervals. It kind of replicates walking through aid stations at Challenge Roth if I need to. But the main one is because it just breaks it up. It just breaks the session up. Just going for a 28 kilometer run is boring. Really boring. So it kind of like, just breaks it up into sections, and I am proposing to kind of get faster through each interval. So the first couple is going to be like a warm-up pace for me, so 5 minutes per K pace. So that's going to give me something like a 3.5 hour marathon. The next 2, I am going to pick it up by 10 seconds per K pace, so 450s. And the 2 after that, somewhere around 335s. So basically, they all equate to something like a 315 to a 330 marathon. I probably could go faster if I wanted to at Challenge Roth. But what I'm proposing to do is kind of go for this set time. I've got this set time that I want to achieve. I haven't really disclosed that, but it's in my head, and it kind of gives me like a 15-minute buffer to either do like a 4:35 pace right up to a 5-minute K pace, which will give me my set time. So we're kind of just going through that. All of them are in the aerobic heart rate zones. So yeah, that's the plan. I am going to record and as much as possible without it kind of like, ruining the session. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is basically talk you through the nutrition. I am going to swap shoes for the last kind of couple of reps, and the reason why I'm doing that. Helen's just pulled up behind me. I can see she's putting suntan lotion on. The sun is out, however we are due rain over the next hour or so, so it is very very muggy and warm. So it's going to be a sweaty one, certainly for Helen because she's a heavier sweater than me. That's because she's got far less body fat, and sweat finds it hard to get through that fat, I'm afraid. So yeah, basically I'll talk you through that now. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a good session, and let's crack on. Right, so as discussed, here's my nutrition plan. So basically in one of these bottles we have 20 grams of Mountain Fuel carbohydrate powder and half of electrolyte tab. Like I say, it's quite warm today, so just in case we're going to cramp up, that's just going to help. I'm going to break my Mountain Fuel bar into 3. And also we've got 2 gels. Basically one is a spare, and I've also got a soaring bar for a spare. So that is the plan. Ideally we're going for around 60 grams of carbs per hour. So basically the beauty of doing these sessions broken up, it just means that I don't have to carry all this shit with me. And like I say, it just replicates a aid station within Challenge Roth. Hope I don't need it. I've got a raincoat. This is the only thing I'm going to carry on me, is a running belt. As you can see, I have some paper in there just in case we get caught short. It does often happen on these long runs. I've got my GoPro harness to take the GoPro out with me, and these are my Hoka Carbon 1s, which I will be changing into. I will be doing Challenge Roth in Carbon X3s, but the weather has pissed down today. There is a little bit mud on the road, so I'm not wearing those quite just yet because they've got white soles, so I'm using these for now. So yeah, that's my kind of plan for today. I will, like I say, have my phone on there because I'll be listening to some music on the way around. But yeah, that's the plan. Now we're going to come over to Helen's. Now, as you can see, she's got 4 gels, 4 biscuits, half a packet of protein balls, some strawberry pure fruit wind-ups. I think she is fucking winding me up. A full tube of Zero tabs, 4 bars, and just in case she wants that caffeine kick, Nescafe Original. Now, I mean, this is a new strategy to me. I don't know anyone that's ever nicked coffee straight. What's the deal on that one?
They were just all in the box.
Just all in the box. Right, anyway, I guess that's it. That's what Helen's doing. I suspect she's going to eat his shit halfway around after that lot.
But banana out.
Oh, Mr. Banana out. Yeah, here's a banana.
That's the important.
Oh, what, the other half, your dog?
No, I just had a bit there.
Oh, you had half now. All right, so she's pre-fueled. So that's Helen's strategy. Yeah, so hopefully that's it. So we're off now. Let's go. Alright guys, lap number 1 done. That was around 5 seconds per k pace too quick. It's easily done because the first one your legs feel fresh. It is too easy to go too hard too early, so discipline is needed by myself a little bit more. I'm not taking any gels or bars on with this interval. Just a carbohydrate drink, because I had a big breakfast this morning, very carb heavy, which I'll stick in here, and that was 100 grams of porridge oats and a bagel, so that's obviously still in my glycogen stores, in my digestive system, so I'm okay for 20 minutes, and then what I'll do, I'll then start adding the gels and the bars in interval 2. So, part 2, interval 2, again, 5 minute per k pace. Try and be a bit more disciplined this time, because yeah, like I say, if you don't, it's at the back end where you blow up. So yeah, here we go, number 2. That's interval number 2 done. So starting to get a bit hot, sweaty now. Oh, sorry, sunlight. So I'm about 30 seconds ahead of schedule, so not so bad. It's quite hard when you turn the corners, your GPS kind of flickers between 10-15 second per k pace difference. Getting quite sweaty now, so important to stack a lot of fluids on. and my first gel. So because it's quite warm, I want to take the harness off now, just carry the GoPro because my t-shirt's not really letting me to sweat. This next interval we're going to kick it up 10 seconds per K pace, so progressively getting a bit quicker.
I'm going to try to get slower because I'm going too quick.
Helen's progressively getting slower because she set off too quick, and that's the whole idea of this session. But
no, I'm trying to go slower because I keep going too fast. It feels easy today.
yeah, so let's go for round number 3, 450 per K pace. So I'm running bang on 450 per K pace at the moment. I feel very comfortable. Heart rate is probably about 5 beats higher than normal. First proper hot day we've had, so that has an adverse effect. Don't help the fact that I'm talking, that'll also help raise it, but things are feeling quite comfortable. So on the next one, I'm not going to take the camera with me. Running out of storage space, so I want to capture the back end, but it's also a pain in the ass to carry as well. So one more at 450 pace, and then we're going to switch to the carbon shoes. That'll help with the speed a little bit more, but I'm also a big believer of wearing them as little as possible so you get the best on race day. They also have far less stress on the joint if you're only wearing them for the back end of the session. And because I'm 44 now, it takes a lot longer for me to warm up, so if I wear them from the start of the session, I find that they can really stress my calves and my Achilles. So it's always good to get those warmed up. As you're aware, the Achilles doesn't get a great deal of blood flow to it, so it's great to get a good warm up first. So they're the reasons. So we're on pace now still, and it's really, really hot. Wearing a black t-shirt was not the best of ideas, although I do like peacocking. My Escape from Alcatraz 2017 t-shirt, it's hanging in there well, and I did have to apply some suntan lotion because I don't want to risk getting burnt either. So yeah, about 1500 metres to go to end this interval. Gonna take another gel on, maybe quarter a bar, a lot more fluid, but like I say, I'm not taking the camera on the next lap. Let's finish this one up first. Whew. So we're at 16 kilometers now. Now we're swapping out the trusty Cliftons. We're now going to go with the carbons. We're going to now pick it up another 10 seconds per K pace. So we're going to run in at 440s. Obviously the carbons will help assist that, but the whole point is I'm now warmed up. I'm not going to stress my joints and muscles out too much. Far too easy to pick up an injury starting off this session in carbons. Obviously within a race you would either warm up or come off the bike anyway, so that's the whole point. And as they're so expensive as well, you also get extra mileage out of them. Obviously running in your mileage shoe, helps save lots of money in the long run. But the next block is going to take me up to just over half marathon. Energy levels are feeling okay, muscles feel okay, and I just feel as I'm getting in the groove a little bit now. Helen's back. So the next one, again, I'm not taking the camera with me, but we're now picking it up 10 seconds per K pace. Whew. Right then guys, first lap done with the carbon shoes. Biomechanically, the stimulus is totally different. When I first set off, I was running 10 seconds per K pace quicker, yet my heartbeat had dropped by 5 beats, and it progressively built up. Neuromuscularly, my legs still feel quite strong, although the stimulus is totally different. I can now feel it bottom of my glute, top of my hamstring, kind of like piriformis area. Feel it nipping in there a little bit, so you can kind of tell the stimulus is totally different, but feeling quite strong overall. 2 more laps left, 1 more at 440 pace. I don't think I'm gonna push that last one to 430, 435. My heart rate, although it is a kind of false flat coming up back the stride, is dipping into threshold, so that is not the idea of the session. The whole point is to try and keep it aerobic as possible. The reason for that, it's abnormally hot and sticky today. It's probably the first hottest day we've had this year, so my body's just not used to it. It's not used to it whatsoever. Obviously you heat prep to get your heart rate down in these types of weather, so it's the first day, so it's great from a physiological point of view, running in the heat, and hopefully as the summer months. All right, love?
Oh, just super hot.
Super hot, yeah. So hopefully as the summer months now kick in, we will get used to it physiologically. But yeah, it's the first day, so it really is having a adaptation on our heart rate. So like I say, I finished that last kilometre going into threshold, albeit it is coming up a false flat. So I'm going to do 1 more in the carbons, and then I think what I'm going to do is a cool down lap, but I'm going to do it in reverse like you would do on a running track, so you get that kind of like different stimulus in the legs. It's not gone off, it's just it does that to save battery. So it's a different stimulus in the legs. It kind of like biomechanically gives you a different stimulus. Also it'll give me an opportunity to run down the false flat for my cool down. There's nothing to prove today. I can quite easily get up to 330s. There was times there where I looked and I had to back off. It just feels easy doing that. So I know I can comfortably hold that, not a problem on race day if the legs turn up. So yeah, I think today, with the weather being the way it is, we're just going to use it for aerobic training, a little bit of heat prep, and hopefully this continues. Knowing Yorkshire, it'll be pissing down and snowing tomorrow. So, right, 1 more at 440 pace, and then I'm then going to go for a cool down lap, I think. Like I said, there's no point doing it if we don't need to today. number 6 out the way. Like I mentioned on the last one, it's getting a little bit hot now. Just checked, it's actually 20 degrees. So to put things in perspective, last weekend when I was training the Yorkshire Dales, it was 8 or 9. In actual fact, at the top of those mountains, it was getting as low as 1 and 2. So, say mountains, top of the hills. So this is a totally new stimulus today. So a little bit of heat prep. But because of that last one, I was actually going into like mid to upper threshold. So like I say, the whole point of this is a long aerobic endurance training session, so it's pointless pushing it too far, especially seeing as though this is the last big session before I taper for Xterra next weekend. So like I say, there's no point pushing it. So this last one, I'm going to put my Clifton mileage trainers back on, and we're going to go and do it in reverse back to something like 5:15 k pace for like a nice little 4 kilometre recovery run to round it up to 28 kilometres. We're going to do it in reverse like we would do in a running track. It just gives that different stimulus. Physiologically, camber will change a little bit, and it's certainly a false flat, the back half, so we're actually going to start with a false flat and then finish on the flat, so that'd be nice. So Helen, as you can tell, is behind the camera now. She's doing her less laps on the bike. So that's it, that's the session. So we're going to finish off now, nice little cool down and a stretch, go for some lunch, chill out, maybe work on a couple of plans this afternoon for my clients, and then we're going to go for a nice little technique based swim session around 6 o'clock tonight. So let's go for that last lap. That's it, we're done. Guys, that's it, 28 kilometres in the bag. Like I say, it's getting bloody hot, it's 20 degrees now. Excuse about that, typical snot rocket from a triathlete. Gross, sorry. But yeah, gonna have a little walk now, let the legs shake out a little bit, and then we're gonna go to local petrol station and go and get an ice cold can of fizzy orange, whatever they have in, get some sugar in and get my body core temperature cooled down. So hope you enjoyed that, hope you understood why I did it, why I made the changes, and yeah, now it's time to taper ready for Xterra. I've actually found out today that Alistair Brownlee's on the start list, so I'm coming for you. Lol. Let's have a look. 2.2 millimoles.
That's your phone.
Well, I don't fucking know that. Please like and subscribe.